Julian.
We are no longer, Beauty and the Beast, but we have changed. We decided to change it up a little bit, and we are now
Kendra and Julian Uncensored.
So instead of holding back, all right, I feel like I did hold back quite a bit. I was too worried about what people thought or, how my hair looked and all that BS. So I'm done. We're uncensored, unfiltered. We are just going to have fun. We've rebranded. So
absolutely. We're going to say what we want. We're going to talk about the topics that we're interested in. Doesn't matter what it is. Whatever is popular out there, we're going to talk about it. Whether you hate us, whether you love us, we're going to give our opinion out. We're going to dive into a different experience in life. We're going to travel this podcast, as we will dive into this a little bit later. But we definitely had to change the names because Disney actually owns the right of Beauty and the Beast. And if we were to get big like we are going to get big, we probably couldn't use their name.
I know. I mean, their pockets are, way deeper than ours. But, so it's cool. It's cool, though. So we're happy to just be rebranding ourselves. It's been 6 months, and there's a lot going on. I know with you, especially right now. So Let's talk about it.
It's a fight game. It is what it is. And fans are always bashing you, No
matter what.
It doesn't matter.
You're on top. They've got stuff to say. If it really doesn't matter. They're always going to chime in. There's always going to be trolls, no matter how great you are or, win, lose, or it is what it is. And they're always going to be there. But you know what? We love our haters. Yeah. And we love our true fans too, right? Because they help make the game and make us relevant. So thanks to everyone. And special thanks to your team for having your back and looking out for you. Because, if you don't have a good team to back you, who knows? You could have gone into that fight. Who knows? So,
it was the same thing. Like, most people don't understand, as a fighter, we put ourselves on the line. We miss holidays. We miss birthdays. We miss births. I know June 18th, I'm going to be at a fight in Austin against Gregory Rodriguez, and June 11th is the expected date of my nephew. I'm not going to be there for my nephew because I'm going to be out for this fight. So, we give up an entire amount. And one thing that we do is that we always try to perform. We always try to go out there and put on a show. And a lot of fans are – one thing I don't like about fans is that they feel like they need to have an input. They need to talk. They need to sit there and say hateful things and stuff. And it's like, dude, you're a fan for a reason because you'll never be
in the
person
octagon,
to ever go there. You'll never put yourself there. And also too, it's like fans now have become more disrespectful. If you watch the playoffs for the NBA, if you watch the season. You're hating on Kevin Durant. You're hating on Russell Westbrook. You're hating on LeBron James. Draymond. Yeah, absolutely.
But, he gives it right back.
He's there too.
Right?
John Morant, all that. But, everyone's hating on these people and everyone's hating on fighters. But you literally are putting so much negative energy at this present moment in time to where whenever you're missing greatness as it's happening. You're missing the most incredible, era of basketball, of athletes, and you're seeing these evolved athletes, and you're missing greatness in history at the time because you're bashing these people and disrespecting, pouring Coke or pouring popcorn all over them or saying hateful and mean things.
Yeah.
And it's you're not seeing that. And put it like this. When we were back in the day, and we're talking 96 Bulls.
I swear to God, when you said the most incredible era, I was going to chime in and say that you can't say today
but it's not that. But I'm not, and I'm not going to sit there and say, that era and this. Look, we've evolved as a human race. So for you to say this era is better than the next era, because I bet you in 10 years from now, you're going to talk about this era. And 20 years from now, you're going to talk about the next era.
Yeah.
There's always there. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Amen.
LeBron James is the greatest all-around basketball player at all time.
Disagree.
You don't think he's the greatest basketball player or all-around basketball player?
Do not. He is not the best defender. No.
He is.
No.
He's
good, but
all around basketball. I'm not saying he's the greatest defender of all time. I'm saying
all around.
He could play all positions.
And so could Michael.
And he could. Michael did not play all positions.
Michael
played.
He won Defensive Player of the Year how many times? MVP, 6 rings. He made players great around him. Pippen.
And he is the greatest. He is the greatest basketball player of all time. You're right. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. And I
hear
will
that.
say that. But the greatest all-around basketball player will be LeBron James.
Disagree.
Okay, fair enough.
Only because, too, he's jumping to Miami. Now he's back in Cleveland. He's chasing championships. Michael made champions.
You're right. You're right. And look, agree to disagree. I'm going to sit there and say that it's not the point. I'm not going to sit here and spend 45 minutes arguing to you why LeBron is the all-around greatest. Yeah. Like if we're going to say the best free throw in the world or the best basketball free throw in the world, if I say Stephen Curry, you're like, no, I'm going to go Michael Jordan. The best defender, I'm going to go Michael Jordan. Rodman. Like you're going all over, but it's not. Yeah. The thing is like, I'm not here to battle and sit there. I'm here to make a point. When people watched Jordan play, they didn't appreciate what he was doing. They bashed him. They hated him. They did everything like that. But they didn't have social media to privately message him, to sit there and post on any post and 100%. Sit there and attack them, his family, everything like that. True. And then they go there and they talk about how great he is now. GSP, the same thing. Everybody was bashing him on Johnny Hendricks in that performance and him leaving. Everyone hating. But now no one or everyone that's talking wants him to fight the next person, wants him to come back, wants him to do this. It's like you wasted your time and you lost the greatness. And that's originally what what I'm trying to put in here.
You guys put it out there. And
as we sit there and do stuff and like people don't give a fuck. Like people don't care about you. And that's fine. I get it. Like I love my diehard fans, but like the people that are MMA fans, like they fucking suck. They're so fickle. They're there when you win. They bash you when you win. They bash you when you lose. Yeah. They want more out of you. You could literally die in the octagon and they'd be like, but his performance wasn't as good.
It's not enough.
They don't give a shit.
No, I hear you. I can't say that I understand because I'll never be in the octagon unless I'm, snapping a photo with family or something like that, right? I mean, that's exciting for me. So, I mean, hats off to you because you are a 0.5% of a whatever. I mean, it's minuscule that people will never be able to do what you do, so you put yourself out there and ultimately at the end of the day, win or lose, it's you, right? You that have to deal with all that. And fans do suck. I think the part that pisses me off is when you hear fans in the audience, okay, they're at the fight, they pay, just to see the fighters, put on great shows, okay, heart and soul. I mean, you guys are putting in blood, sweat, and tears, okay? Like, that's it. Doing, again, the diet alone. I mean, I want to go eat barbecue. I mean, we're going to have that on our agenda. So I can't even talk about that. But when you guys are like, maybe you've got them up against the fence or you guys are kind of at a standstill because you're fucking exhausted, right? And they're booing. That pisses me off. It's like, what would you do? Boo, boo, boo. You want to show like, you guys are human beings, okay? You are not machines. So
yeah, it's different. And like, I'm not here to sit here and say like, we need this or we need that. But like, you have to understand you fight and you bonus. Every time you fight, it's a bonus. Hell so yeah. You show up, you make the weight, you get paid. If you show up, you don't fight, you don't get paid.
That's right.
So that's the only way we do it. And then sponsorships get you there. But also, if you show up, you have to win. And most people want to be impressive and all this stuff, but winning's the most important thing. It doesn't matter because winning, you get a 50% increase in your pay. So you get your show money and your win money.
Nice.
But if you show and you lose, you don't get that win money. So you lost half your purse right there.
Damn. Okay, didn't even know that.
So like that's how it is in fighting. And then you can also bonus like in the Alvey fight. I got my show money, made weight. I won the fight, I made that. And then I got a $50,000 performance bonus, so I made that on top of it. So that's 3 checks that I ended up getting.
That's badass.
If it was a boring fight or whatever, I would only made 1 check.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And so Sam made 1 check, or he made 2 checks because we got a performance of the night together.
Nice.
But he only made 2 checks instead of 3. So that's essentially what it is. Like you have to understand, like there's a strategy of it. Like an NBA player plays
85 or like 80, about 85, I think, or 83 games, something like that.
They play a lot. So it's how it is. And that's where, they get paid a little bit more, NFL, stuff like that. MMA is growing, and eventually, we hope to get there.
Yep, absolutely. Well, it is on an upward trajectory. There's no bones about it. I mean, you're hearing more and more. UFC is ultimately, it's the creme de la creme, right? Everybody wants to be in the UFC, but not everybody has what it takes, okay? Especially these damn fans. So you know what? Pay some respect, damn it, okay?
Pay
to
some
these
respect.
fighters, okay?
Hell yeah. Not only that, let's since we're paying respect,
Yeah.
I got you here in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, I know we got off topic.
I'm here.
but-
No, we're on topic. We're on
Yeah.
topic. It's what happened in the past 6 months, our thoughts, and
yeah.
we'll dive into that later in the podcast. But let's let our fans know a little bit what's going down in Kansas City. What's going down on the next, few episodes of Beauty and the Beast. Why am I so stuck there?
Because we were
God,
we
that's
were
so
that
great.
for a while. It's okay.
On
Hey,
Kendra and Julian Uncensored. Jesus,
Yeah. It's okay. You're 7 weeks out. Last thing though, tell everyone where and when. June 18th, you said it,
Yes.
but where? So
We're
everybody
June
knows.
18th, fighting Gregory Rodriguez. We're going to be in Austin, Texas, which I'm stoked about. Finally get to be in front of a crowd. That's where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to entertain. I've been an entertainer. My style is everybody wants it. Everybody misses it. Everybody needs it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm ready. So catch us June 18th. I don't know if it's ESPN. I don't know if it's
Should be.
it's not pay-per-view because I know it's ESPN, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's pay-per-view because
or-
of the Singapore is the week before.
Shoot. Okay. Well, we'll find out. But yeah, June 18th. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely gonna do my best to, even if I can just get down there for the fight and then fly out, like that. Need to be there to support
It would be-
my co-host here.
It would
yeah.
be amazing. It would be amazing. But you're
Do
in
it.
Kansas City. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's
this
talk
Kansas
about
City.
Kansas City. Never been here. The only thing I know it's bad. Okay, I know the Chiefs. A little homage to Mahomes. Okay, I like him.
Let's
Good.
go.
I like great team. They'll be back soon. I mean, I've got faith in them. Young, good team. So, looking forward to I love football. So, looking forward to the upcoming season. But Kansas City is known for barbecue.
Kansas
So-
City is known for barbecue. We have a lot of great food places, which I'll take you around, but barbecue is definitely one of them. And, we're definitely going to film a couple spots of food places that were here, some of my favorites. But I'm going to take you to a place called Slaps, all right? Slaps. It stands for Squeal Like a Pig. Absolutely delicious barbecue. So I've never had all I had is their burnt ends.
Okay.
I've never really had, because I only got stuff delivered to me. So I've had their burnt ends, which is absolutely just mouth-watering.
So you've never eaten in the restaurant?
I've never ate at the restaurant at all. I've never
All right.
been to there, which is kind of weird because when you think of Kansas City barbecue, most people don't understand Kansas City. So when you think Kansas City, there's two Kansas Cities. There's
Yes.
Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas.
Yep.
And a lot of barbecue and the most well-knowns that you have are in Kansas City, Missouri. So you have Gates, which is famous. You have Arthur Bryant's. You have Jack Stack. You have, I guess, Oklahoma Joe's would be in Kansas as well, right there. But they're a little bit in Kansas, like further in Kansas, where Slaps is like right around the corner. Like literally the line is probably like less than a mile away. And they chose to be in Kansas, which is totally okay. There's nothing wrong. I love Kansas. I was just like, why did you go like right here into an area that's not as popular?
Huh. Okay.
Not a lot of people go out to that area. So it's just very, very interested in going there, showing you how this amazing Kansas City barbecue tastes, and also getting a little bit of history about why they've chose the location they did.
All right. Okay. So, I mean, where I'm from, Michigan, we are not, I mean, we have like some soul food. Why are you chuckling like
I'm
that?
chuckling
I see
'cause,
you
like,
laughing. Why? Detroit.
there's-
Like
there's-
outside of Detroit.
I was like, all I'm thinking about is like, what is Michigan known for? Mom's spaghetti is all I can think of. That's it.
Okay,
I got.
you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna let you have that one because I did roast you a little bit on the basketball. Let's be real. Okay, so anyway, it's
Oh,
okay. It's okay.
sing.
It's okay. So yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. So Michigan. I mean, we've got.
What are you guys known for?
Okay, so jazz, blues, Motor City, but like as far as food,
Yeah.
like kind of like some. I mean, we do have some good soul food. I mean, honestly, I don't know what we're really known for. There's really nothing. It's not like you go there and you get great steak. I mean, there's great places that I could take you, but I don't know that there's one dish. Am I not like a good native like
Well, it's
Michigander,
different.
as
Like
they
most,
say?
yeah, Michigander.
Didn't eat that.
That's the thing is like Kansas City. Like we're known for this. It's all around. We have battles. For barbecue, and everyone knows that. We also have sports teams and things that bring other people to come to Kansas City, as well as the entertainment, the nightlife, things like that.
Yeah.
But like Michigan, I mean, my family is from Michigan, and I've traveled there quite a bit, but I really don't, besides like hockey, going to like a Red Wings game, things like that. I don't know too much of what to eat in Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we would definitely have to try mom's spaghetti. I mean,
that's all I know.
Music,
I know is mom's spaghetti.
I mean, obviously there's a ton of lakes. Like it's green, it's beautiful. Like there's a ton of like boating, and there is a kind of a cool nightlife. Our downtown's kind of redone, and I mean, we're on the up and up, but.
Yeah,
anyway,
I've been there, but I'm talking about more food. I like the outside of like the entertainment stuff there. I know Michigan has a lot of various types of outdoors areas. The lakes are beautiful. I've been to, what is it? Is it Crystal Lake? Is that all the way up?
There's a ton of them.
There's one like super high north. And I've been there, and it's amazing. But food wise, I don't really necessarily know. Like, it's the first time I ever had White Castle was in Michigan. I will tell you that.
You hate that. Don't even talk about Arby's. I know. Okay, we're not going there.
Oh,
Let's just get back to Kansas City.
All right, Kansas City. So, yeah, I'm going to take you to Slap. So you're going to have barbecue. Also, as well, a great, like, location. Most people love Chipotle, and they love the Mexican-style food, the burritos, all that.
Okay.
I don't like Chipotle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
majority of people, everyone's like
more
Chipotle,
Chipotle.
Qdoba. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Kansas City has its own, and they've supported the MMA scene. They've supported fighters, jiu-jitsu, competitors, everything, and it's longboards. They're Hawaiian-style wraps, and they've been there since I was like a little kid. And this place is absolutely amazing. Like, to me, I've tried to explain this many times, but I'm an experienced style person.
Okay.
So, like, I like places to go eat that provide an experience.
Okay.
So, like, if we go to a fine dining area.
Okay.
If we go to somewhere, like, super high-end and we go there and the experience is elegant. You're paying. Yeah. You get the steak, but you're paying for the steak. And it's just, like, it's.
Presentation.
It's all there,
the environment, like how you feel, like
absolutely
everything.
So, me, like, when I eat a steak, I don't want that. I don't want that nice, like, come here and there. Like, I feel like it's too, like, proper. I don't feel like I get the experience that I want. Like, if I'm eating meat, I think it's got to come into an area that, like, has culture that you wouldn't, like say when we go to Slaps.
Okay.
You're going to see a different style. You're going to see, like, a rustic style building. You're going to see just a smaller, like, dive style restaurant.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because it makes me feel at home. Like, being from the Midwest, like, I can relate to just, like, every day. We're not, like, really bougie, or at least where I'm from. Like, it's, I don't know. It's like those mom and pop restaurants are the best. So
they are. They have culture, and then, like, like everything that you have with it, when you bite into that first bite, it, like, takes you on a journey and a story, it feels like, and your mouth goes on these, like, flavor just waves. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it would be.
Oh, wait, that's San Francisco.
I love it because every time I go to longboards, I remember getting out of school, going over there, buying it with, like, a little bit of lunch money that I had, having the Cabo wrap, these just amazing style, like, quick, delicious sliders that they have. And then, talking to the guys that were there, and they supported me in my career.
That's cool.
As I first started out as a pro, and they've been there, but it's like you can't go anywhere. Like, a lot of people that go, they'll choose, Chipotle for this. Like, as I say, a lot of people like Chipotle, but a lot of my friends that I pull from Chipotle, I'm like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
So Hawaiian style wrap has nothing to do with, like, the Mexican dish or the burritos, but everyone's like, damn, dude, this is, like, way better. And then slowly they started growing to Liberty, and then, which is another like city location out here.
Nice.
Liberty, Overland Park, Lee Summit, and they're slowly growing, but this place is absolutely delicious. I love power wraps. I love them grilled. So I'm gonna take you through there.
So Slaps, longboards. What else do we have on the agenda?
Okay, I've traveled with you to Vegas multiple times.
Yeah.
And the entertainment that we go to see, where I first met you, obviously, was on your birthday at a strip club called Crazy Horse, which, if you guys are in Vegas, you want to go to a fun strip club, Crazy Horse, all day. And then we ended up going out another time with a couple people that we couldn't state. This is pre-pandemic, but we went to a sing bar, or a sing-along bar, and karaoke bar. I couldn't even think of that.
Yep.
So now I gotta take you on an experience. So I'm gonna take you to Power and Light District, which is a district of bars that have various types of entertainment when it comes to
Okay.
it. You have a sports bar, you have a nightclub, you have just a recreational bar, and then you have PBR. And we have another sports bar, but you have PBR.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to PBR because PBR is, the country style bar. It's going to be a little bit of Kansas City, a little bougier style country than you would
Okay.
be used to. But they have a mechanical bull there, and I'm going to put you on the mechanical bull.
Wow, I'm gonna need a neck brace for that because this neck. We're gonna talk. Well, I've been complaining. I'm just being a little whiny bee, so
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get on
stop. Oh, and I'm gonna do something with this neck, whatever. So I can but I feel like it's not gonna be as good as I really could be. Have you ever watched Urban Cowboy?
No, I have
Damn
no idea
it.
what the hell that is.
Whatever, John Travolta and Sissy. I wanted
Is it
to
a movie?
be Sissy. It is, yeah. It's an
Oh,
oldie
man.
but goodie. You have to kind of Professor X is from the South, his family. So anyway, long story short, I wanted to be Sissy on that bull, and now my neck is jacked. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'm still gonna get on it.
Yeah, it's all right.
They
You're
just
going to
can't
get
go
on it.
too hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
They'll
let them
just-
know. You got to sign a waiver and everything, but
Oh,
you're going to be
great.
there. So you got to remember, all the people that are going to be there, they're all intoxicated as well, and they get on the.
So then you don't feel it.
They get on the bowl as well. They're all going to be there. But Power and Light is like an entertainment area for Kansas City. A lot of people come here for our sports. So come here for the football, the soccer,
Yeah.
the baseball, everything like that. And then we have also museums, and we have a lot of culture here.
Yep.
But Power and Light is just going to be your more classier style,
Okay.
more secure style bars and nightclubs.
Nice.
And there's just a block of bars, like an area you pay to get into this,
Okay.
this district, and then you can walk around from one bar to the next to the next. And
Nice.
we'll show that around. We'll do some podcasts there as
Nice.
well. So as I show you to each of these spots, we're definitely going to mic up, and we're going to take our listeners and our followers
Yeah.
and viewers on a journey through what we experience. So you're going to meet a lot of the drunk Kansas City people there.
It's all right.
It's gonna be fun.
Hey, I roll with the best of them. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with it, and you're going to get on there, and you're going to go 8 seconds on the bull at least minimum. You have to ride that.
What is the record? I want to know who has the. I won't say it's you because you'll be all mad. You'd be like salty. I don't have the record.
The record of
Ride the
ride the bull.
bull.
I don't necessarily see
You've never gotten on it. I know.
no. I've gotten on the mechanical bull, and
Ooh, win.
the thing is,
I need
when I was in
footage.
Vegas, so in Vegas they actually pre-pandemic, they had PBR would always go there, and then PBR was a huge income bringer for
Wow.
Vegas. So a lot of the places, like when I worked at Top Golf, we would have a mechanical bull put right in there, and then people would come in, ride the bull, and they'll see who can hold the longest. And it really depends on who the person is controlling the
Yeah.
bull itself. They can whip it around and kick you off as fast as possible. There's a kid that got 48 seconds.
What?
And, they're being nice. He's like a little kid. And then there's adults that
Aw.
would get 19, 20 seconds. It's different. It's a mechanical bull.
Yeah.
You can go hard right, hard left real fast and just wiggle you off. But essentially at PBR, I don't think they're trying to buck you off. I think they're trying to get the females on there.
Of
And they're
course,
going
to
to
ride
shake them.
Sally ride.
Yeah.
They're really whoa, like the carnies. You remember when you go to
The
carnivals?
fucking carnies.
The carnies. When you go to the carnival, you want to go faster. And you're like, yeah, because they're just watching all your goodies jiggle. That's what they're doing, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm bucking off that bitch.
They're going to
Just
make
kidding.
you shake up there. They're going to be like, oh, this is the first time they had an adult film star. Well, I guess Christy Mack came a few years ago, but she went
she's
to
awesome.
I know, dude, she's amazing.
Wow.
She actually came to Kansas City a few years back. I want to say in 12 or 13.
Okay.
And I have a buddy that was the security guard for her, and she came to Rock Bar at the
Aw,
time.
nice.
At the time, Power and Light had a bunch of various bars. 2 of them have transformed or they removed them.
Okay.
And I worked at all the bars down there.
Nice.
And Rock Bar was one of them, but it was more exactly how it sounds. Rock Bar. It's more of heavy metal music. You got some rap in there,
Okay.
things like that. But it's just more of each
Grunge.
bar presents. Yeah, each bar presents its each bar presents its like culture
Okay.
that you have in there. So,
I like
you know, McFadden's is the bar down below, and that's like the pregame place. You'll go there.
Say like a sports bar,
Yeah.
kind of like get the pre-drink, like kind of like tailgating.
Yeah,
type
you want to
place.
party there. You want to
Yeah.
party there, but you won't end the night there. You
Got
just
it.
start there and hang out, group with your friends, and then you have above that is going to be Shark Bar, and it's an alternative bar.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the guys there that are bartending, they're going to have their shirts off, and the girls are going to be in bikinis
I like
bartending.
that. Like it's a nice little eye candy for both sexes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
And
love
it's
it.
very calm. It's very cool. Everyone that first starts going to Power and Light, they love going there because like there's not any tension. And what I mean by tension is like there's never any like anything that happens at that bar. Everybody's
Yeah.
fun. Everybody's cool. The guys and the girls are all
Okay.
there. I mean, obviously it's an alternative bar.
Yeah.
Then right next to it is Howl at the Moon. Howl at the Moon
Heard of
is,
that.
you know, it's like a piano style bar. They
Yep.
have music there,
Yep.
live music, things like that. Next door is no longer, it used to be a hotel. I used to work there prior. It was a nightclub.
Okay.
And people would come in there and it would just get so rowdy.
Crazy.
Then they changed it into a karaoke bar
Okay.
and then they shut it down. Then you go around the corner and then that's where PBR is. It's a giant facility. It has that, you know, the country bar. They'll play country music.
I
They'll
love
play
it.
hip hop. They'll do all that stuff. It's just more open area for
Okay.
you to move around, mingle. You have the mechanical bull in there. And then you got Mosaic to end the top part of it. And Mosaic is going to be your nightclub.
Okay.
EDM style music.
gonna
It's going to be
say,
loud.
The
and just-
name kind of gives me like a feel of like maybe what it would be. Like kind of like I don't want to say like the Chachi guys, but you know the guy dressed to impress, like kind of like a good
Absolutely.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get there, and that's where all like
Yeah,
the beautiful women are going there, and
Nice.
the beautiful guys are going there, and they're all trying to mingle, trying to find each other, and see who's taking
and the
who.
night at the hotel
So
motel.
that's the best.
Holiday
Well,
Inn.
so like hotel. So Mosaic was at the corner, and mine was hotel. And like we would call ourselves instead of hotel, we call it motel because we'd get the people that didn't want to go into Mosaic. They would come over, and so we Mosaic. But
It's
we
okay.
were
Hey,
the funnest one.
That's right.
But we're no longer. It's no longer there, and I'm like talking like I still work there. But anyways, what's funny is that all the bars that I listed that are not McFadden's, that's just the top level.
Okay.
Then when you go down to the bottom, you have like Line and Kugel there. You'll have a restaurant
Okay.
next door, and I forget, it keeps changing. It used to be Maker's Mark. I don't know what it is
Okay.
now. You have the Dubliner that's been there. It's like
Okay.
completely. These are all like little restaurants and the McFadden's, and then up in the top right corner is going to be it's a sports bar. I can't even
Okay.
think of it. I haven't been there in a long
Been a
time, but
bit.
it's gonna get rowdy. It's gonna get ratchet. It's gonna get wild. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get fun. Every term that you can think of,
Okay.
it's gonna happen. And then as
Good.
the night keeps going, it's gonna get even more wild.
So I'm gonna feel like I'm right at home.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Detroit.
It's like-
if you've ever partied in Detroit, just wait for it. Be ready.
So we're gonna get you on that.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I like to eat. We're gonna eat. Have a couple cocktails. I will contain myself. Okay. Just because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings when I get that whole 8 seconds on the bowl. You know, gotta let it go. But I'm excited. So that'll be awesome. So we've got a full day tomorrow.
We got a full day. Not only that.
What else?
So obviously we talk about everything.
Yep.
Adult film star, MMA fighter,
Yeah.
and you're gonna come into town. You're here in the town, I should say, on like the best time ever. Is we're also gonna take you on the fights. FAC Fighting Alliance Championship is gonna be May 6th. We're gonna take you there. We're gonna have you enjoy the night there.
Nice.
See some local fighters. Also
Love
some
it.
big name fighters that are coming into town.
Well, who? Tell me
there's-
who's on the card here.
Well, we have Dom Shanis.
Okay.
He is fighting Cody Pfister, and Cody Pfister is an ex-UFC vet. Dom Shanis is just taking short fights left and right. He's trying to get into the UFC, so he took a fight in 7 days or 10 days.
Wow.
Last time, because Dana White came into Kansas City for looking in a fight, came to FAC. So like,
Okay.
you know, FAC is I don't want to say it's a farm league for the UFC, but
Okay.
the UFC does look at all the prospects that come in there. We have a lot of people that have been signed from there: Jeff Molina,
Okay.
Kevin Kroom, Jason Witt,
Wow.
Mike
Okay.
Breeden, Isaac Dolgarian,
Okay.
and the list just keeps rolling in.
I
And
like it.
that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna go there. I'm gonna have you cage side. You're gonna be watching it while I'm commentating, and It's basically just going to show you, Dom Shanis is going to fight Cody Pfister, and they're going to pretty much scrap for the lightweight belt.
Okay. And this is all amateur
Well, this is
pro. Okay. It's like a sub,
yeah.
like just kind of like PFL. I know it's a whole, different level, but okay. So this is more on a local level pro.
Yeah, it's a Midwest.
Okay.
It's a Midwest promotion.
Got
It's
it.
here. So you'll have amateur build up. You'll have, I want to say 6 or 7 fights as the amateur.
Okay.
Might be a little bit more. I think I'm missing one in my head. So you have the amateur bout, and then we'll go to the pro bout, which is going to be on UFC Fight Pass.
Nice.
So it is connected there. You can find it on UFC Fight Pass. Well, they will have 6 fights on the pro bout, and you'll see that all loaded up. And then we'll just kind of show you there.
Yeah, that's a full card though. That's good. And I love watching. I mean, I like watching pro, but I also like watching amateurs because they're hungry. They're so hungry. And not that these guys, here because they're hungry to kind of take it to the next level, but it's probably pretty cool for you because, I mean, you get to see them evolve and you're local and you can kind of be part of their journey. And James Krause is also a big part of your journey.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about him.
Yeah, so so James Krause is one of the pioneers of MMA in Kansas City, in Missouri as well, and he was one of the first in the UFC to have a successful career and to have a blossoming career that he ended up getting a gym and doing all sorts of things and having a bunch of fighters there. So that's one of the things. This is his promotion, and it used to be called back in the day KCFA, and I used to fight on that. So on that KCFA, I built that up and it helped build and catapult my career onto there. I won in the Kansas City region and won the belts, won the titles there, and then kind of just moved on. And they took KCFA into FAC because they teamed up with some, bigger head honchos. They got into the establishment that you're going to go to is in a giant hockey ring.
Awesome.
So there's 6,000 people that can fit in this area.
Wow. Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but it's big.
Okay.
And Dana and Matt Serra, they were there for looking for a fight back in January. And
did they just show up, or they?
No, they planned it.
I was gonna say you can't I had a feeling like there's some coordination and not.
Yeah, of course, it's their show. They want to make sure everything's there. They loaded it up. They made sure that the fights were going to be amazing, which they were. They made sure to push it and all that. Well, they all came to us afterwards and were like, this is one of the best shows we've ever been to. Just production-wise, the area that they've been into, the establishment, like when you go into it, it is like you're actually fighting in like a UFC-style event because of just the arena itself. When people get loud, they get loud. It's packed full all the time. I like and it's just... if you've been to a UFC fight, it's almost similar to that. The level are, pros that are going up there and amateurs that you're going to see the level difference, but the entertainment aspect is still going to be there. The excitement aspect, the loud roaring of the crowd. And, when I spoke to Matt and Dana, they were telling me that they would go to looking for a fight on a lot of these local shows. And they're like, man, we've been to some areas that we're just like, well, the production value or the barn value, we're like we're sitting on a table on the side, like it's a lot cleaner and it's great. And that's it has to deal with James and his business partners, and they're catapulting that. They got the sponsors to help afford and pay for it and promote it correctly. But we're gonna dive into a little short interview with him to kind of find out more about the MMA scene and more about his
journey and how he's kind of helped that. Was he? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna do a little bit. I know he's, in your corner, one of your coaches and very successful. And I just don't know enough, where was he originally born and raised here? Why here? I mean, what brought him here? Or
that's a question you'll have to ask him. I know he's from Odessa, Missouri, which is, still it's relatively close to Kansas City. I mean, we're talking about 30 minutes or 40 minutes. It's not, it's a little city outside. But, I think it just, Kansas City breeds a lot of top level athletes. The wrestling program out here in Kansas City, Missouri is phenomenal. You had At my time, you had Park Hill, which had multiple time state champions, D1 wrestlers that ended up
Wow.
moving up there to there. We also have a national champion, Cody Brewer, who is, from Oak Park. You have All-Americans from Oak Park like Brent Haynes, Zach Bailey, All-American at OU. Brent was at MU. You have Dom Bradley, who is from Blue Springs. And these are all just towns that are super close that are just wrestling. So,
Wow.
the style and the tough nose of athletes that we had just on the Kansas City, Missouri side were incredible. And then you also have Kansas City, Kansas side where you have, Isaac Dolgarian, who just signed with the UFC, who is, an All-American in the collegiate level. He's also a multiple-time state champion. Tim Elliott was a national champion.
Okay.
And it's just that there's really not a lot to do in Kansas City,
So just
as a kid, you know what I mean?
Eat well and wrestle and
Yeah,
fight.
it's wrestle and the competitive style, and that's what it was. And James wasn't the best wrestler.
Oh, okay.
James, I know we've talked about this many times.
He's
and he'll tell
jiu-jitsu
you,
though, right? Second degree black belt or
Yeah.
something. I read a little bit about that.
No,
So
he's
he's
moved up.
badass.
Yeah.
On the ground, you're done.
The thing is that there's not a lot. We don't have a lot of outside noise and outside things out here, so that's why a lot of us can go elevate more into the game. Where James, not to dive into his story, but he has a different mind. He's he's a nerd, and
Love it though.
I explain a nerd and not in the derogatory sense
Yeah.
most people take it, but
Yeah.
he's a nerd as in if he'll break things down into the simplest form into his own thoughts to where he can make this move perfect, and if it's not perfect, doesn't do that, and that's what helped him. He doesn't give up, it doesn't stop. He keeps going and going and going, and he keeps evolving, and that is what's caused him to have this tremendous career in business, in MMA, in coaching. And if you watch that, it's incredible. I've seen some high-end jiu-jitsu guys
Yeah.
come through our gym. I've seen some MMA athletes that are top of the line. I could say names and we would be like, no. And I watched James trash them, and these guys are like, how the hell?
Wow.
Why aren't you fighting right now? He's like, dude, I like coaching. He's like, if the right fight comes, I'm gonna fight. And dude, the dude's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think from what you're saying, for as long as he's been doing it, it does speak about the level of commitment and his character and perseverance. And I think just consistency is so important. Just with anything that you do, right? Being consistent and showing up, right? But that's not enough. No, the fact that he tries to, like you said, kind of dissect and figure out how to execute or how to master a move, right? And no matter how long it takes, I mean, that speaks about the type of person and dedication he has to the sport and to his own self, what's the word I'm looking for? To improve himself. I have a better word. I just don't know right now.
The thing is too is it's insane, man. If you when we have we're gonna have him on the podcast. We're definitely gonna do a little episode with him so our fans can actually understand a little bit more in the mind of James Krause. And if you listen to him in his financial movements, if you listen to him in his bets, he has a betting Discord right now. I think it's $20 to $40 to join, but he has over 700 people on his betting Discord, and he knows fights and how fights should play out and the matchups, and he knows styles.
Insane.
He sees something different. I can watch fights and be like, oh, this is the reason why.
Yeah.
But me and him can have a battle back and forth of why this person will win and why that person wouldn't, and he would go in there and you can see his details of those little details that I didn't see when I was looking at the match. I'm like, damn, dude, how did he see this? But he's so good at his bets.
Yeah.
He has over 700 people in this deal, and he's made over 50 something units. So if you're $1, if you bet $1 on all of his picks, you would have walked out with $54.
Wow.
So
okay, that's a nice percentage, right?
But if you had 1,000, it would be 54,000.
Damn.
So his betting is insane. That's another business he has. His real estate knowledge is incredible, and he's helped me understand a little bit more in real estate. I've invested in properties through knowledge of him, and then the help of my dad. Cryptocurrencies, I was in them prior, and then we kind of just we'd go back and forth, and he would show me some new ones. So I dived into that, and everything that he has told me to do, as long as I trust the process.
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
listen to
him. You have
him.
to just, a lot of it is, I feel, and I don't know, but I just know not jumping the gun on things, like waiting it out, right? You know, patient, like keep your money in the market, not. But.
Well, that's one of the things. So we sat there and we would discuss that. But this is not including just James. Like in life in general, people just, they constantly would see you. Like, say if you're a bigger guy or a bigger female,
all right.
and like you're in a pursuit. So whether it is to make money, to lose weight, to improve yourself.
Okay.
And then people first would make comments on you. Say if you're a bigger person or whatever, like, oh, what are they doing? And they'll start hating on you.
Yeah.
Like, like whatever. Like, this person's not going to do it. That's not going to do that.
They'll fall off the bandwagon.
And then, they'll hate on you. But like they'll say whatever. They'll bash you and they'll do everything as you're slowly doing it. But you keep doing it. And then months later and time later, they kind of look at you and they're like, oh, you know, and then they start getting bitter. And they're like, oh, they see you succeeding and doing stuff. And then, you know, months later, you're finally at the goal weight. You're finally making the money that you wanted to. They finally see the income. They finally see that. Then they start asking you, hey, how did you do this? Hey, what is this? They start wanting knowledge from you, and they want that type of information. And that's kind of like, you know, with James, like, I trust him in the way that he dissects everything and breaks everything down. Like, when he tells me to do something, he spent that time getting to where that is a safe time to go into, or a safe bet to take, or a safe route to take. So when he says, hey, you should buy this, done. Bought it right then and there.
How cool is that, though? I mean, to have somebody like that, not only in your corner professionally, but like on a personal level, because not a lot of people can say that. I mean, and he's not saying that you're not doing the work, but he's doing, you know, the studying the market and putting in the time, and how, I don't know, just kind of cool to kind of have somebody like that. So you're lucky, you know?
No, absolutely. I'm definitely lucky to have a coach, a friend, a mentor, and a training partner as well. Like, I'm lucky to have him in my corner, and vice versa. The motherfucker's lucky to have me too, because, you know, I take him out of the shell.
I was about to cry, and then you're like, okay, bitch, Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
no.
Book you, dog. No, like, we definitely, we're polar opposites.
Yeah.
We're polar opposites.
Really?
Oh, we are polar opposites.
I can't wait.
But yet we're the same.
Woo!
We're polar opposites, yet we're the same. It's such a weird thing. Like, you can even ask, like, we didn't like each other when we first. Oh, he was my coach a long time. We hated each other.
Oh, I want to talk about that a little bit. That's how
you
Professor X and I were in grade school.
Oh, you could dive into it for sure. But yeah, we didn't like each other, and it took me moving away and maturing up a little bit, and like him just going into like his path, because we both were immature many years ago. You know, like we're talking about like 10 years ago. We both were immature, and we were just like, we're young, we're kids. And now that like we've grown and we've seen how life is, like it's just kind of like you start having mutual respect, and then you start going, like, you start realizing we have the same visions, but two different paths to that vision.
Yes, you don't have, and I get that. It's like you might do it differently, but it doesn't mean his way is wrong, right?
Yeah.
I get that.
It does not. And like,
right?
You know, and that's one thing. Like, dude, I'll tell you, the first time I came back to Kansas City.
Where were you? Like,
I lived in Vegas, right? And I still live in Vegas.
Okay.
But like, I'm training in Vegas. I'm out there. I'm just kind of like a raider, essentially. Like a lot of people are raiders. Like
Raiders.
You go.
Sorry.
And I that's a good one. I didn't realize like a raider. Not only because of the Las Vegas Raiders there, but a raider is like you go to wherever you need to go. So, you know, you need boxing, you're going to go to this gym. You need MMA, you're going to go to this gym. You need wrestling, you're going to go to this gym. You need jiu-jitsu, you're going to go to this gym. But never anything under one building, and you have multiple coaches that don't have the same game plan. So you're just all over the place. Mm-hmm. So, like, I came back to Kansas City. I was in Alabama for a little bit with Eric Anders, helping him out for him and Walt's camp. And, you know, I was looking for a new place. The pandemic was happening. There wasn't anybody allowing me to train. Most people would bang on the windows, call the cops and everything. Because you remember the pandemic, we were all locked down.
We were all supposed to be, you know, masks and, same thing,
So, essentially at the end of it, you know, I came to Kansas City and I started, you know, training here. My little nephew was being born, and then I was like, okay, well, I asked James if I can go there, and he was like, the first thing he said, he goes, look, I don't need you. I don't care for you. Like, if we don't have the people for you, like, you know, you're going to come here, you're going to train, you're going to follow the schedule, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It's like either my way or the highway.
Good. You maybe needed that.
I did need that.
Yeah.
I did need that. And since then, it's been fucking great. So, you know, you'll get a chance to meet him tomorrow in person.
I want to hear him tell his perspective, right?
Oh, dude, he definitely is going to tell it way cooler.
Can't
He's going to be
wait.
more of a dick. But
That's okay, but it's good, though. I love relationships like that, you know? They evolve. It's awesome. So I can't wait to meet Kraus. So I guess to wrap today, we've got a freaking full day tomorrow. And I'm excited. I'm excited to eat and, you know, meet Kraus and then the nightlife. We've got PBR. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, let's do it. I mean, I'm ready. So,
well,
yeah.
You know what? Welcome to Kansas City, Kendra. We're going to have a great time.
Yes, sir.